Welcome here to Talk FCB and welcome to full reaction from France against England at the World Cup. Now, this was a game that was eagerly anticipated. We were all waiting around, looking for the individual matchups, wondering how this game was going to go. Could it deliver? The answer to that question is yes. This game delivered on every single front. We had goals, we had defining moments, we had explosive moments in the game, and we for sure had drama, had controversy, a penalty scored, a penalty missed, and was there too a penalty not given? We are going to be breaking down everything that happened, and there was a lot. So come on, and let's do it. Because if we first of all kick off with the two teams here, starting with England, it was Pickford in goal there. Kyle Walker was at right back and Luke Shaw at left back there. Walker, of course, eagerly anticipating his battle with Kylian Mbappe on the night. Luke Shaw there had to deal with Dembele. The midfield trio of Declan Rice, Henderson, Bellingham in there for England. Saka was playing from the right, had a really good game, did he? Kane down the middle and Phil Foden starting from the left. On the side of France, though, it was very much as we expected. The quartet there in the attacking area. Giroud leading the line, Mbappe from the left, Dembele from the right, with Griezmann dropping in there in the middle. Rabiot and Tchouameni were holding, but it was many of those defensive players there, Upamecano in particular, that certainly would go on and have big moments in this game. Because if we start first of all with the opening goal of the game, and that came there within 17 minutes, and you can see here that this whole phase of play begins with a potential foul. And it is that man, Upamecano, who right from the get-go, he was on England. He was very aggressive in his style tonight. And you can see here, he's trying to win the ball back from Saka, sort of behind him, going round the side there to try and get it back. And I would describe that there as a clumsy tackle. He doesn't really get the ball. He does make contact with the man, but referee waves play on. Now, I do have to say that even from that moment there, whether it's a foul, whether it's not, there's a lot that still happens. England here have got to get into shape, and that they do. It's played around in front of them there through Mbappe, then with Dembele on the right, Griezmann picks it up, and then it's laid back to Tchouameni, who I think unleashes something here nobody expected, because this, for me, it is a wonderful goal. This man might play for Real Madrid, but even I can appreciate this is a stunner, because he gets it out of his feet there. He's got basically no run-up, no backlift on this shot at all. But what a strike. He hits it through Jude Bellingham's legs. I think there's a lot of bodies there from England in front of Pickford. That doesn't probably help him there with the save, but it's swerving away from there. It's a wonderful hit, such precision, such power. And with that moment there, France had a lead in the game in controversial fashion, because should it have been allowed after that moment on Saka? And that was only the beginning. But I do have to say that even despite that moment, England did respond very well in the game. The warning signs were starting to appear for France, and especially again regarding Upamecano, because Kane here just rolls him inside of the box. He uses his body so well there. Upamecano, again, too aggressive. He wants the ball, and he wants to get out too much that Kane slips in behind. He's one-on-one with Lloris, a man, of course, that he knows very well from their connections at Tottenham, and it's a wonderful save there. Lloris quickly off his line to deny Harry Kane. But again, I say the name of Upamecano, because his moments, they're not done yet, guys. We move on now to the possible penalty. This is one of the decisive moments in the first half here. You can see again, it's Kane involved. He was so good throughout this game. And again, he gets wrong side of Upamecano. He's really struggling there to stay with him. He allows Kane in behind him again, and this time, he does take him out. It's a very clear moment there. There's a coming together. He brings him down. The only question is that a penalty? Because the contact, yes, it starts outside of the box. There, clear contact outside of the box. But the question will be, does it continue inside there? And plenty of questions being raised towards the referee. VAR, of course, looking at it, but no penalty was given. And at this point, England were getting angry. They were getting very frustrated. You know, I had commentators I could hear on the TV there, England fans, very unhappy with the referee. The tension was building. Kane, though, like I say, was absolutely fantastic there in that first half, really propelling England forward. He found space on the edge of the box here. Rice plays him in, shot on goal from distance. Again, you'd expect Lloris to make that save, but he still has to, and England was certainly applying the pressure. And I think when it comes to Mbappe, in this first half, and maybe even throughout the game, we didn't see a great deal from him. There was a half chance there in the first half. There was a cutback from Theo Hernandez. The ball was bouncing. Mbappe gets well underneath it there, skies it over the bar, and not really a lot happening there in that first half by way of Mbappe. But it was in the second half then that I actually think England went to an entirely new level again. They were obviously frustrated with the referee. They were speaking to him there at half-time. They're gathering around him, but they didn't let their head drop, and Bellingham here has a wonderful effort from the edge of the box. Their ball, again, was bouncing. It was actually a heavy touch from Luke Shaw. Bellingham takes it on, and it's another good and solid save from Lloris, who just palms the ball away. But England, they were putting the pressure on. They did believe, I think, that they could win this game and that they could come back right throughout the game. And you can see here, Saka was very impressive on that right side, causing France all kinds of problems. He skips inside, and even here, guys, I think Upamecano goes through the back of Bellingham. I think he just takes him out again. And you're just thinking from France, how many more fouls are you going to make inside of the area? It was so reckless, so careless. And there, clear penalty. Tchouaméni there, undoing the good work by scoring the goal, taking out Saka in the penalty area. Blatant penalty kick there that was finally given in England's favour, and France could not argue with that decision. And then it was all about Kane. With 54 minutes in the game gone, it was him up against Hugo Lloris. And like I said, I'm sure these two have practiced penalties with each other at their club. I'm sure they know each other so well. Mind games were going on, but this time Kane dispatched the penalty. Really good penalty there. Fantastic power. Smashes it into the top left-hand corner, and England were level at 1-1. And I think after that goal then, there was a real explosion in the game. The tempo was raised even further, and we did see one of those moments there between Mbappe and Kyle Walker. The two of them, 1 versus 1, in a speed battle it was. Mbappe just slowing the pace of play down, waiting for his moment, and then accelerating. He actually took off and got away from Kyle Walker. I mean, can you believe that? And he cuts it back really well. Giroud is in there. It doesn't actually fall in the end for Dembele. He doesn't expect the ball to reach him. But that was one of the few moments that we saw there. Mbappe getting away from Walker, but couldn't quite make something happen. But England kept on coming. 20 minutes to go there. There was a free kick from Henderson, whipped into the area. Maguire gets up really well. He's got a lot to do from there, but he hits the post. That there grazes against the post. Really good header. And England really were causing France all kinds of problems. Shaw down the left-hand side here. He was allowed to run, manoeuvring his way down that wing. He puts a great ball in, and I thought Saka here was going to make it 2-1. He comes steaming in. He looks to get ahead of Theo Hernandez, but in the end it's actually Theo Hernandez who loses balance. He actually stumbles and falls, which in the end puts Saka off. Otherwise, that there is a certain goal, and that was a massive moment. Because then France, for the very first time in the second half, they were able to put some pressure on England. They spent a lot of the half there sitting back, absorbing it, trying to deal with England, but they went forward here. Dembele cushions one into Giroud. It's a great chance on goal. You think it's going to be a goal, but Pickford keeps it out. Wonderful save there, but France gaining a bit of belief again. And then comes the moment, and it's courtesy here of a stunning ball in from Antoine Griezmann. This is a wonderful cross there into the perfect area, perfect pace on the ball as well, whipped in with real speed. Giroud, he's on the end of that. He is lapping that up, and in the end it actually goes in off Maguire there. Giroud obviously gets a good contact on it, but Maguire actually diverts it in the end. So that there was the goal that put France ahead. But we weren't done yet, and that was the beauty of this game. Every time you thought, okay, well, that's France then. They're going to be comfortable now. They're not going to look back from here. The game might be over. It never was. Every single time somebody bounced back, somebody hit back immediately. And again, it's a clumsy tackle. I mean, what is happening here? What is going through Theo Hernandez's mind? Mason Mount there is in a semi-dangerous area. He's not goal-threatening. It's not something that you need to go and produce something rash, but he does. He just barges him over inside of the box, and it was just crazy from France. What were they doing today in their tackles? And it's a clear penalty. The referee did not give it straight away. He went over to look at the monitor before finally deciding it was a penalty. And there was the moment in the final minutes of the game for England to level up the score. And it was all down to Harry Kane. And this is huge, because when you take a penalty in a game and you score, obviously it's great. But then if you have to take another one, big questions come up. And that is why sometimes we'll see penalty takers change if there's more than one awarded in a game, because suddenly you're thinking, okay, do I go the same way? Do I actually go where it was so successful the first time? Do I change it up? And suddenly you're second guessing yourself. And I think that's what happened here with Kane. Maybe he was caught in two minds. Maybe in the end he thought, you know what, I'm just going to put my foot through it. Well, unfortunately, unfortunately, that's kind of what he did. He did put his foot through it, miles over the bar. It's an absolutely shocking penalty from Kane, and I do feel for him, because I thought today he was by far and away one of England's best players. Really, really impressive, especially in that first half. But it's a terrible miss, and you felt as though the game was actually there for England. You felt as though, had they equalised there, they had France where they wanted them. They were really playing well. They had confidence. They had the belief that they could turn the game around. But that miss there was the definitive moment in this game. But even in the final seconds, we saw it yesterday, very similar situation with the Netherlands. England had a free kick, and it was Marcus Rashford there who scored one of these already in this tournament, and I thought he was in. I thought we'd seen the same thing again that we saw last night in the final moments, and it just ripples the top of the net there, so close from Rashford. And I think that is a perfect summary, really, of what we've seen in today's game, whereby England were so close. They did so many of the right things. They showed a lot of character throughout this one. They went toe-to-toe with France, and they didn't show any fear at all. But in the end, just not close enough. It's another tournament where they're going to come away and think, okay, we could have done it. We could have maybe won it. Maybe it was going to come home. But it hasn't in the end, and it's not going to here, because France have found a way. They are the world champions. They are winners. They know how to get over the line, and they found a way again today, getting past England, securing their place in the semi-final. Massive congratulations there, of course, to Ousmane Dembele and Jules Koundé from the side of Barca, which means now that in the quarter-final stage, we are going to have, over the one side, Argentina up against Croatia, and on the other, what a moment again it was for Morocco, beating today and knocking out Portugal. That was, of course, after they'd knocked out Spain. They will now play against France. That is going to be an incredible contest, and those are our final four. Argentina, Croatia, Morocco, and the reigning champions, France, are still alive and attempting to go back-to-back. Please let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below on France versus England. The outcome, was it fair? Was it a deserved win for France? Did England deserve more today? And what did you feel there about the referee? Do let me know all of those thoughts down below. There's going to be plenty of opinion and plenty, I'm sure, of talk about this game. I will wait to hear from all of you guys, and I thank you indeed for joining me here on the channel today. I will see you soon, where there will be more World Cup content coming your way. Because until next time, as always, it's the World Cup.